Okay, so the first step is removing the front and rear existing sights on the bow. Now these bows have a variety of rear sight setups. Some of them have more components on here. You got to remove whatever you have to get to the final screw that's holding the rail onto the bow itself. Some will be attached with these Allen keys. Some will be attached with a Phillips. But they all come off the same. And we're going to want to save that screw and the first screw from the front rail, as those will be reused for attaching the magazine. Now, when you get your magazine, it'll come already pre-built with a certain size front end that's meant for the majority of size bows out there. So when you get it, you should be able to just pop it on here, have it fit in the back and fit in the front just like that. Now, there are some smaller size bows with a slightly smaller rail, most notably the SAS Prophecy, where when you try and attach the bow and the back lined up like so, the front will look like this. So it won't fit. Obviously the magazine's too long. You don't want to force it, it'll break it. So for that, we have the smaller front attachment, which basically attaches with this single screw in the front. You just need a 4mm Allen key. Unscrew that. Come on. And to pull it off, you might have to wiggle it a little bit. It's a little tight. Wiggle it and pull it, and there you go. The screw out of there. Attach the smaller front piece. Push it tight. And screw it in. And you don't need to over tighten, just snug. Now, it should fit on the rail just like that. The tab behind the safety, and the front tabs in the front sight section. Now you just use the original screws to reattach. Again, this is just threaded into the plastic, so no need to over tighten, just snug. And then tighten this one down. Sometimes it's a little easier to open that up, get it out of the way. Okay, your magazine's now attached. Now for loading, you simply pinch these two clips, spring-loaded clips, and open the magazine. Sometimes this will stick a little bit, but over time, after use, it'll loosen right up. Now when loading, the most important bolt is the first bolt. You just want to drop it straight down in, and you should see that it's sitting straight in there. Occasionally, the bolt will fall. You do this like this, and it's vertical and the fletching piece is sitting down in the groove, obviously that will not work. If it falls in like that, just dump it out, drop it back in flat. As long as it looks good like that, you can simply just drop the rest of the bolts in. No need to be fancy about it. They'll kind of naturally find their own level. And that's it, ready to shoot. Now for the Speedloader. It's pretty simple. It's just based on these spring-loaded clips that will hold the bolts in place, so you just kind of drop them and push them in. And then for loading, you notice there's this little tab here, which sits to align in this little hole here. So you just simply push it in like that, press it down, and they all fall in, ready to shoot. And while we're on the subject of bolts, I highly recommend simple plastic bolts. They're the cheapest, they're most economical, most durable. In my experience, the aluminum bolts, the one-piece ones are expensive, and the two-piece ones, the tail section gets pulled out when you're trying to. Now, the Speedloader comes with clips built in that are meant for plastic bolts. And the reason there's a difference is aluminum bolts have a slightly larger diameter than the plastics. So once you stack seven of them together, it'll come to a slightly longer length and therefore just won't fit in this size. So there's some additional clips that are included. You can tell the difference. Don't know if this will come in, but they have a little A engraved there for aluminum, so you know the difference. They're also sized slightly longer. So if you do plan on using aluminum bolts, you'll simply unscrew these clips and replace them with these clips. I recommend doing one at a time so you don't lose the little backing screw in there. Just unscrew it, screw this new clip in, and then aluminum bolts will fit in here. But again, like I said, I prefer the plastic over the aluminum. Cheaper, lasts longer, no pulled fletchings, no issues.